as well. Shout out to Anthony's in the building as well. Let me finish up with this conversation around. There were just a couple things that I wanted to mention on the Carmelo Anthony situation and Austin Metcalf, and then we'll get out of here. Um, I want to ask again, why do we feel like we have to choose sides as if there's a black and white situation here? Choosing sides is the beginning of extremism and radicalism rather than having empathy for both sides, a true understanding from both sides. We're not rooting, like, this is not us watching March Madness and we have to pick between who's going to win Houston and Florida. It's not us choosing who's going to win the Super Bowl. I don't even know who played in the last Super Bowl. Well, oh yeah, the Eagles in Kansas City. We don't have to do that. It doesn't benefit us to do that. It benefits us in sports because that's a totally different arena. That's okay for just one team to win. But in humanity, it's not just okay for one team to win, because sometimes when one team wins, a whole lot of other people on the other side are either killed, oppressed, their land destroyed, pillaged, raped, all these type of things. We see this happen in our world on multiple occasions when you just pick sides, right? Should go back to slavery? Okay, I'm white, so I'm just going to pick the side of, hey, we're just going to enslave the Negroes. Is that okay? Or should I say, oh, I'm German, so I'm just going to rock out with Hitler? You can't just pick sides just because you, on the level of appearance, appear to be on one. You have to be able to look at both sides, look at both perspectives. We just had the clip of the video of the spy, and he gave some of the best advice. He says, perception versus perspective. We all look at things through our individual perspective, but we lack perception. We lack perception of being able to take a step back, look at the full picture, not only of what has happened and what's happening right now, but where all this will lead to. If we don't take that stuff into consideration, then we're always going to only think short term and justify things short term, which are usually the emotional side of things, rather than the logical side of how things will play out in the long term. We see this every day in our lives. So Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Why do we feel like we got to pick a side? That would be the question that I asked. And in my opinion, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but I wrote down like saying anything less than, or maybe it's saying anything more than, I don't know. Saying anything, sorry to interrupt the video. We got a new challenge. 20,000 by the end of April. We fell short in March, but we're going to get our goal this month. Thank you all in advance for those that are going to continue to like, subscribe, maybe even leave some comments and let us know how we're doing. And on that note, let me let y'all get back to the video, and I'll see y'all soon. Other than, how about that? Both sides were wrong. If Austin Metcalf, let's say, put hands or pushed or whatever, Carmelo Anthony, and then Carmelo Anthony, it seems to be clear that he, stabbed Austin Metcalf. I don't know if we need to see a video on it. Saying anything other than, yo, that was wrong and that was wrong. You can say that was wrong and that was real wrong, but can we at least establish the fact that both were wrong? That you got one kid who's dead, taken away from his family, taken away from all the things that his actual life, forget taken away from his family. He had his life taken away from him. And then you got the other kid on the other side who now has to not only live with the fact that he took away somebody else's life, violated a commandment, right? Now he's got to maybe be in jail for a very long time, maybe not. But even if he doesn't have to, he has to have that weight on his. It's a terrible situation for both. But all I do when I'm getting text messages or seeing people post certain things online, it's either free Carmelo, which is like, damn, okay, you just felt the need to have to say that. Like, okay, cool. And then, well, not cool, but whatever. And then on the other side, it's Carmelo Anthony. It's the Nick Fuentes. Black people are just more violent. We got to address. And we elaborated on that a little bit more. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but it's the extremism on both sides. That is where we live in right now. That is the world that we live in right now. And all it does is serve as a detriment to us as a people. It literally drains the soul out of our country. It drains the soul out of the world, out of humanity, out of us as individuals. It drains the soul out of us. So therefore, we look at stuff like Douglas Murray looked at it, which is to say, well, why do you take, these women and children being bombed personally? It's not like you're dying. It's not like you got a bomb dropping on you. Why take it so personally? That's the world that we're living in. So I'm gonna end it there. It's almost 10 o'clock. Hopefully, I can get y'all out of here in the next 3 minutes. But of course, as we finish every show, let's take 45 seconds to, manifest, meditate, do whatever it is that you need to do. And my fault. Let me catch up with the comments. My apologies. Antonice wrote, great question. Appreciate it, Antonice. That's literally the question that I was asking. I'm over here like, why are people picking side? Like, why you got to pick a side? Like, what benefit will that lead to? And why do we feel like we need to put pressure on us? And it's because of how divisive this country is right now. It's because of how on edge, how anxious, how stressed out the average American is right now, how scared. And who wants us to feel that way so they'll have more control? The elites, the politicians, the people that control the politicians. We got to be able to see things from that standpoint, or we're just going to keep getting caught up in this cycle of war and justifying why it's okay to kill this group of people, but not okay to kill that group of people and vice versa. All right. Queez wrote, yeah, it seems like everything is racial nowadays. Everything is racial. Like, damn. Antonice wrote, yeah, that's been my stance. They both were wrong and could have made another choice. Simple, Antonice. Why is it so? But do you realize that how warped and how manipulated we have to be to where we can't look at the situation just as you described in your comment, Antonice? Yeah, that's been both were wrong and could have made another choice. Why can't we look at it like that? All right. All right. So 45 seconds, you take the time, meditate, manifest, get your breath work in, clear your mind, do whatever it is that you need to do. You know what we set out every Sunday and Monday to do. Make this our greatest week ever. So maybe focus on some things align with that. Every breath, every exhale, y'all know what we do. We get rid of all that negative energy. Every inhale, we're inhaling nothing but positives, nothing but positives. All right. Glasses half full. That's the mindset that we're on, right? That's the mindset, focusing on the positive. All right. So 45 seconds. You can close your eyes. You can keep them open. I'm closing mine. 45 seconds starting now. All right, one more exhale. Exhaling all the BS, all the negative energy. Inhaling all the positive energy, positive vibes. All right, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what we come here to do. Elevate on purpose, both from an intentional standpoint, challenging ourselves to raise our standards to become the best leaders we can become and to grow into the individuals that we need to become to accomplish these amazing goals that we set for ourselves. Strength and honor, onward and upward. Get to that bag. Y'all know what I mean when I say get to that bag. If you don't, that's all the little things that we're going to do as we set out today to make this our greatest week ever. What are the little things that we're going to do today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, so that we have a fighting chance on Friday to accomplish that goal? Those are those little things. That's what I mean about getting to the bag, collecting those little things along the way, and us being able to focus and making sure that we're aligned with getting to that goal, whatever our purpose is, as we strive for purposeful abundance as efficient as possible. All right. So y'all decide what's in y'all bag. Like I said earlier with Jordan Peterson, determine what you desire and then base your actions off of that. So what's in my bag? Peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and in everything we do, integrity. And on that note, Quee sent the fire emojis. So y'all know what that means. I shall see y'all on Wednesday. Y'all have an amazing day. Anthony said, yes, be great. Nothing but positivity and light to all y'all. All right. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Ew.